I really want you to watch this video. If only there was some way I could convince you to... Wait, I know. Propaganda. Yes, propaganda. This video is all about propaganda. Specifically, propaganda used during World War II. Let's start with just a definition of it. What is propaganda? Well, it is the spreading of ideas, information, or rumor for the purpose of helping. So positive. Or with the purpose of injuring an institution, a cause, or a person. So it's negative. So what is it? Is propaganda good or bad? Well, it can be both. Or it can be either. Propaganda is a type of message aimed at influencing the opinions and behaviors of people. Here's a couple of examples. This is propaganda. So is this. What is the purpose of those designs? Clearly, the purpose of both of those designs is to encourage voters to vote for those candidates for president. So, what are the intentions of propaganda? Well, it could be to educate the consumer or the viewer. It could be to tell the truth. It could also be to tell a lie. It could be designed to influence your thinking. And it could be designed to convince you of an alternate belief. Now, during World War II, propaganda was used extensively to get people from many countries to act in a variety of ways. This included many of the warring countries. For this video, I'm going to just focus on Americans. So World War II, propaganda was used to get Americans to act in a variety of ways. Here's a few examples. Right away when you see this, what is it trying to encourage you to do? Before you even look closely at the detail, the design purpose of these two pieces of propaganda is to join the fight. These two posters were designed to encourage Americans to join the U.S. Army or the Navy with a direct call, like the one on the left, or with a bit of passion, like the one on the right. Two more pieces of propaganda. What is the design purpose of these two? If you said something like produce resources or build things, then you'd be right. On the left it says build for your Navy. It's using bright colors that draw the attention of the viewer. It's very attractive. And on the right it says avenge Pearl Harbor. Again, it's trying to get Americans to feel a bit of passion or anger even as a result of that attack on Pearl Harbor. And it says our bullets will do it. These two, what is the design purpose of these? Again, to join the fight. The one on the left says, in the face of obstacles, courage. The infantry, United States Army. With a bit of action, very heroic looking. On the right is again a direct call to Americans to defend your country. Enlist now in the United States Army. You see Uncle Sam throwing off his hat and he's ready to fight. Here's two more. What is the purpose of these? The design purpose is to protect information. See, during the war, Americans and other countries were afraid that information might go from their government or the military to their opponents in the war and could help. So on the left it says loose lips sink ships, so keep secrets to yourself. And on the right it says I'm counting on you, don't discuss troop movements, ship sailings, war equipment. Again, this is a plea to Americans to keep their mouths quiet and don't let out any secrets that you might know. What is the design purpose of these two? Encourage women, ... Now the one on the left is clearly designed to encourage women. Her name is Rosie the Riveter. And it says, we can do it. She's got her sleeves rolled up. She's got her hair up in a bandana with a fierce look on her face. She is ready to go into the factories and work. The one on the right is doing the same, but it's a little bit different delivery. It says, good work, sister. We never figured you could do a man-sized job. America's women have met the test. So the purpose is to encourage women to go and join the workforce and work in the factories and produce things for the war, but it's kind of done in a way that is sexist. It says, we never figured you could do a man-sized job. What about these two? What is the design purpose of these? The purpose of these is to conserve resources, to save things. On the left it says, when you ride alone, you ride with Hitler. Join a car-sharing club today. So this is encouraging Americans to carpool. have more than one person in the car so you can save gasoline. And on the right it says, have you really tried to save gas by getting into a car club? That's again the idea of carpooling. What about these two? What is the design purpose? If you said something like contribute money, you'd be right on. On the left it says if you can't go across, come across. So if you can't fight, send some money, buy some war bonds. Now war bonds are something that the government sold. They're simply pieces of paper that you can give the money to the government. They'll exchange it for a piece of paper. But when the war is over, you can get that money back. During the war, though, the government can use that money to fight the war. On the right, it says stamp them out. Buy U.S. stamps and bonds. And you see some of the Axis-powered leaders there on that piece of propaganda. How about these? What is the design purpose? Well, they're clearly comic books, so persuade children. Both of these were designed to get American children to know who the enemy was, and as you see on the left there, to contribute their own money. It says war bond, and it's knocking out Adolf Hitler and Mussolini. You can see in the background there's kind of these American superheroes, and on the right is Captain America, who many of us have heard of. He was a example of propaganda. He's a propaganda cartoon, and you can see him jumping through the window there and attacking Adolf Hitler. One last example here. What is the design purpose of these two? You're seeing forks and knives. These are designed to conserve food. On the left it says every available piece of land must be cultivated or grown on. Grow your own food. Create a victory garden, as they called it, and grow your own fruits and vegetables. On the right it says food is a weapon, don't waste it. Buy wisely, cook carefully, eat it all. So that's encouraging Americans to conserve food. So these are all examples of World War II propaganda designed to get Americans and others during the war to act in specific ways and believe certain things. And during World War II, these were very convincing as Americans fought, conserved, saved, and contributed to the war.